Good evening. Welcome back to Study with me. Okay, it's true confessions time. When something goes wrong with your technology, what do? Do you close your laptop and hope it fixes itself by morning? Do you click refresh 8 days a week? Do you call a tech-savvy friend, hey, can you help me with this again? Maybe you text your classmate to see if their Brightspace is broken too. Look, we've all been there. Say it's the first week of the semester, you're ready to dive into your courses, and then nothing loads. Or you can't remember which password goes where. Or your email isn't working, maybe. And you're pretty sure that your instructor just sent you something important. Some tech problems you can fix by yourself in about 30 seconds. Some need actual expert help. And honestly, most of us can't tell the difference until we wasted about an hour trying random solutions we found on the internet. So tonight we're going to fix that. I'm Loy from Online Learning here at GCC, and we're talking about getting your technology ready for the semester. And just in time, we're having some technology issues with our podcast tonight. So if you see a black screen rather than the usual blue, that's because we're trying to conserve a little bit of bandwidth. It's okay. All right. At the beginning of the semester, we hear from a lot of students who are stuck or frustrated, just trying to get into their courses for the very first time. So tonight I'm going to walk you through some steps to set things up and set yourself up for success with technology. By the end of this episode, you'll know what you can fix yourself, what needs Helpdesk, and how to get that help fast when you need it. Before we dive in, I have a quick reminder. Subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, so you don't miss future episodes. And if you're listening to the replay, the contact information that I mentioned tonight will be in the episode description. So, let's start with the big one. Preparing your computer for the semester. What should you be doing right now to make sure that your computer and technology are ready for your classes? Let's start at the beginning. We'll start with the students who try and do their courses on a phone or a tablet or sometimes even a Chromebook. Now, don't get me wrong, those can be useful. I have one of those fancy folding phones that when you unfold it, it's about the size of a Kindle. And I got it so that I can read my course textbook while I'm sitting behind the wheel in my car. Obviously not while I'm driving. But the thing about my folding phone, even though it has that lovely nice screen, it won't handle the load of a lot of the e-learning platforms or the online activities that are associated with my course. So, what can I do with my phone or my tablet? Well, I can check announcements, I can check due dates, I can read the textbook, I can read discussions, maybe I can take a simple quiz. But submitting whole papers, taking proctored exams, writing back, thoughtful, structured responses, using course-specific software like virtual labs. You need an actual computer for that, and many times a Chromebook isn't going to cut it. So you need a laptop. Now, let's talk about Mac versus PC. Well, here's the good news. Most classes at GCC will work fine on either one. So it doesn't matter what you have. It'll work. But some programs, especially in certain technical or design courses, might require Windows. And we even have a few classes that require a Mac. So check your course syllabus or reach out to your instructor if you're not sure, and make sure you have the right kind of computer for your course. If you don't have the right computer, don't panic. We have some creative options in online learning that we can walk through with you. Maybe you borrow a computer from a family member or get a computer rental. Maybe you do some coursework at your local library. Maybe we find an organization that can loan you a computer for the next 15 weeks. We've got some creative options. We'll work through them with you. Give Online Learning a call or send us an email. 585-345-6969. That's Online Learning. But the most important thing to check when you've got your computer sitting in front of you is that your browser and your operating system are fully updated. Most of our course software will work in Safari or Chrome or Firefox or Edge, but regardless of which browser you use, it needs to be up to date. Brightspace in particular is very pedantic about telling you when your browser is not up to date. Make sure it is. Make sure your operating system is updated. So don't wait until the night before your first assignment is due and then get your computer stuck in a 2-hour update. Next section, logging into GCC systems. So your computer's ready. Now let's talk about getting in. First, I want to talk about your Net ID. Your Net ID is your ticket to ride. It's your unique username at GCC. Sometimes it's the front of your email address, but not always. But it's what you use to log into everything. Brightspace, your email, the library, the student portal, all of it. You should have gotten information about setting this up when you registered. If you didn't, or if it's not working, you can reach out to User Services right away. And User Services is where you're going to reach out. And this has to do with something called Microsoft Authentication. So when you try to log into GCC with your NetID and password, you're going to see a Microsoft login screen, and that's normal. GCC uses Microsoft for email and some other services, so you'll authenticate through the Microsoft system using your NetID and password. It's called single sign-on, and it's kind of convenient because once you log in or sign on to one GCC thing using Microsoft, you're pretty much logged into all GCC things that use Microsoft, and that's most things. So if you're trying to log in and it's not working, double check you're using your NetID. Double check you've got it spelled correctly. Make sure that you don't have an extra letter or a number in there somewhere. Make sure you're using the correct password. Make sure you didn't accidentally caps lock yourself, because you've got to get in there. Email is huge. You need your @genesee.edu email address for so many things, for communicating with instructors, for receiving college announcements, resetting passwords, accessing financial aid. If you can't access your GCC email, that's absolutely critical and something that User Services can definitely help you with. So, User Services is the big one to go to for password and authentication issues. No one else on campus can help you with your password. Find User Services at 585-345-HELP, or by going into My GCC. If you can get in there, click on the Tech Support button, and that'll take you straight to a URL, genesee.teamdynamics.com, and I'll spell that out, GENESEE.teamdynamics.com. Okay. Next segment. Now you're logged in. Let's talk about what happens once you get into Brightspace. User Services can help you get into Brightspace with your GCC login. That's their territory. But once you're in Brightspace, User Services help is limited. So if you successfully log into Brightspace, but your courses aren't showing up, or they won't open, or you open them and can't see anything in them, that could be your success coach, or it could be Online Learning. Contact one of us. We'll figure out what's going on. If Zoom links are missing or don't work, that's your instructor. Reach out to them directly. We don't know what their Zoom links are. They do. And some courses use third-party software like Pearson or Cengage or Norton or McGraw-Hill. If you think of Brightspace like a classroom that you walk into, you walk in the classroom in Brightspace and you get information from your instructor. You think about these third-party programs as like your textbook. You open your textbook and there's additional readings that are in there, plus homework exercises and so on, right? But those platforms have their own logins and they have their own help systems. And we can't log into those for you. So if you're having trouble with that third-party course software, the first person to reach out to is your instructor. They can tell you if you're following a bad link or an old link. And then if you're on the correct link and it's just not working, they can help you access the publisher's help services. So just a little recap. User services will get you logged in. Your success coach or online learning will help if your courses are missing or won't open. And then your instructor helps with the things that are inside your course, like Zoom and third-party software. Got it? Okay. Now let's talk the next segment, escalation. So you got a tech problem. It isn't working. What do you do? All right. First, we're going to check your system right in front of you. Are you sure you're using the right login credentials? It isn't, you're using your brother's computer and his username and password is accidentally filling in for you, right? Is your browser up to date? Have you cleared your cache? Have you restarted the browser or tried an incognito window? Because sometimes it's really that simple. Clear out your cache and your cookies and try again, being very careful with the passwords. If the basic stuff doesn't fix it, try a little self-help. In My GCC, look for that tech support button or go to that genesee.teamdynamics.com URL. And there's a knowledge base there. A knowledge base is just a collection of articles of common problems and the solutions for those problems. And you can search that knowledge base. A lot of times you can find the answer yourself. Just a couple of minutes of searching. That's a wonderful thing to have happen at 3 in the morning when you're really trying to get something done. If you search the knowledge base and you're still stuck, don't waste a lot of time Googling random solutions. That's when you want to get in touch with user services. Now, user services hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Again, you reach them at 585-345-HELP. So if we do the number thing, that's 585-345-4357. And when you reach out, it's important that you have some information ready. What exactly are you trying to do? Okay, saying I'm trying to get in. My next question is, get into what? Your email, Brightspace, your textbook, Zoom? Could be any of those things. So what exactly are you trying to do? What error message are you seeing? Write down all the words and the numbers if you get any. What have you tried and how did that work? And having that information ready will make that call go so much more smoothly. And if it's outside those hours and something breaks, you still do have some options. Beyond the knowledge base in My GCC, you can also call the SUNY Helpdesk. The SUNY Helpdesk can be reached at 844-673-6786. And they have even later hours than user services do. They can help you get into and out of Brightspace. They can help you get into and out of your course, and they can often walk you through some simple steps that might solve whatever problem you've got going on. You can also email gcconline@genesee.edu, and we'll do what we can to either get some help to you or escalate that help to the right help desk. But here's probably the most critical part of the whole process. Always keep your instructor in the loop. If you're having a tech issue and you think you might miss an assignment deadline, It's a much easier conversation to say, I'm having a tech issue and I've called tech support and I'm afraid I'm going to miss that deadline, but I'm working on it, than it is to say, oh, I missed my assignment because I couldn't get logged in. Keep your instructor aware that there is a problem before the deadline passes, instead of waiting until afterwards and trying to say, oh, well, I missed it because. That is so critically important. How do you contact your instructor? Pull out the syllabus, right? Download it, print it, whatever you need to do. You'll have your instructor's contact information separate from the course and be able to reach out to them. So here's the thing about technology. Here, there, anywhere, something will go wrong. Your browser will suddenly have its own opinions. My streaming app tonight has its own opinions. A login doesn't work, an assignment won't submit. It happens to everyone. But now you know what to do. You've got the steps. You've got the resources. You've got this. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future episodes. Next week, we hope to have Nikki back from the library. She's always a wonderful guest, and we look forward to hearing from her. And our closing thought, same as always. What is college about? Is it about perfection? No. It's about progress. Keep moving forward, one step at a time, and we'll be here to help.